Alright, Bloodborne. A gut-wrenching experience, that's for sure. After all, it takes guts to withstand the horrors of the dream, and you can quite literally take them out of your opponents if you want to act like a truly viscerally terrifying, nightmarishly beastly creature yourself. But if you have eyes on the inside that are bigger than your stomach, then you might end up tearing out your own insides in order to turn your own blood into a weapon. Yeah, it is a shame that we cannot replicate how Maria does this when she violates herself so that she can perform the most vile blood attacks that a vile blood like her can attack with. I mean, having that kind of a seppuku ability would make the pain of acquiring the Rikuyo truly worthwhile. But committing seppuku with the Bloodletter is more than just a transformation that only hurts yourself. Sure, it is when you're merely pressing L1. However, if you press it after a roll or a quick step, then it can hurt your enemies even more than it hurts you. Well, sort of. The thing is that as long as you hit your target, the rally system will replenish the health that you lost. Now that does sound pretty interesting. So, what would it be like to go through the game if you can only attack your enemies by first stabbing right through yourself? So I suppose you could say collateral damage only. Well, the obvious problem with trying to unleash such a gastrointestinal genocide is that the Bloodletter is a very late game weapon, meaning that you could only do such a playthrough on New Game Plus. Just like I did a year ago with the frenzy-inducing attack that this weapon also possesses. But, I don't know, call it a gut feeling, but I don't think I would be able to stomach that. However, that's a problem because you also cannot have another player drop it for you, like in the other games. So, I suppose this is going to require a truly arcane hunter's tool in order to acquire the Bloodletter at the start of a regular new game on a freshly created character. But hey, this is probably the only time in history that saying a wizard did it is an actual viable and meaningful explanation. Well, the downside is that it costs $60 to even do this run in the first place. Yeah. Now, as you might be aware of, this is not my first seppuku only run, as I did the same thing in Dark Souls 2 using Sir Alan's boss weapon. And in that game you don't have the benefit of mitigating the self-damage because it lacks a rally system. But at least that attack was actually a buffing animation with a pretty impressive damage output as a result. And although the Bloodletter is a powerful weapon with fantastic scaling, but when you're only capable of doing a single transformation attack at a time, this weapon does kind of feel like a lowercase Bloodletter. Even though I did initially focus on leveling up blood inch exclusively, as the scaling of this weapon is divided between the two forms, so strength would be meaningless for this attack. But you know, I think you can all agree that if I am willing to hurt myself by beating the game by, well, hurting myself, using the Bloodletter, that would certainly count as writing a love letter written in letters of blood to my favorite From Software game. Well, I hope you have a strong stomach for this one, because despite the benefit of doing this on regular new game, and despite my intestinal fortitude and the nature of seppuku itself, it might actually turn into a disastrous and dishonorable disembowel movement. Alright, even though the seppuku attack has obvious downsides and is especially awkward to use since I can only hit something with it after rolling or quickstepping, which may not sound so bad but it messes with your muscle memory, and I will also constantly have to change it back without accidentally using the opposite transform attack, that changes it back to its mace form. Regardless, it also has two benefits. One is that it knocks humanoid and other smaller sized enemies on the ground, and the other is that it does pure blood damage. Which is it's a very peculiar and somewhat confusing damage type. You would tend to think of it as an elemental damage type, but it cannot be mixed together with any physical type, and for the majority of bosses, blood and regular physical resistances are identical, and any physical damage boosting gem increases blood damage as well, meaning that it seems to be an additional type of physical damage like thrust and blunt. However, in practice, blood damage seems to be kind of its own thing, with its own peculiarities. After all, it's almost exclusively a damage type for guns, with only the transformed Bloodletter and Shikage as melee exceptions. It even shares the knockdown ability for enemies like dogs, but of course with the seppuku attack we already have that for any humanoid and smaller enemy. So let's hope that that, combined with the rally system, will be our saving grace against Gascoigne. Because even though it is the first boss encounter, Gascoigne is the type that demands that you call him daddy, and under these circumstances this was bound to be a lengthy battle. After all, apart from the raw numbers themselves, I never have the ability to do a combo, and I can only attack rather infrequently. Not even a music box will be that beneficial here. Well, let's just use the music box. Of course that gives only one extra attack, that's not that helpful. Yeah, you can use it multiple times, but then he transforms into beast early.
It sings to me.
I'm not quite sure with this attack what the best attack opportunity even is. So. Well, not when he jumps, of course. Oh, that's definitely an attack opportunity. I don't knock him back on the ground anymore, of course, but at least it still has a knockback. And oh, whoa, I'm stuck! I'm stuck! I'm stuck! Damn it. I think I should attack him when he jumps towards me, but I don't want to get stuck. No, that's not what I meant. Not that jump attack. That one. See, that does work. You know what, let's move up the staircase, at least a little less obstacles. Oh, by the way, I can use the music box one more time. No! No! Ooh. Fuckalicious! Don't fuck up now. Whoa! Oh, whoa! No! That's not what I wanted. Oh, that didn't hit, fortunately. But that's something to be careful about, because that's also L1. Okay, give me... Ah, that... Yeah? Okay, I've got him, I think. Yes, I got him. Woo. Well, that might have been a first try victory, but it's not a good sign when the first boss fight already requires that much blood, leather and tears to survive. Because even in most challenge runs, you don't often experience such a lengthy Gascoigne fight. And the same thing would apply to the Bloodstarved Beast, as I would only be able to acquire one more upgrade level along the way. Oh, and on a side note, although it is par for the course to run past pretty much any enemy, but this time attacking them is not really the best idea anyway. It's very awkward to use in the first place, and you need to find the right opportunities to use it in any sort of safe capacity. Or safe-ish at least, dragging out the boss fights even further. And you might think that if blood damage is close to physical, even though you cannot use fire and bolt paper on the Bloodletter, you might think that beast blood could at least still do something. But apart from the fact that you need combos to reliably build up the meter, but as I said before, blood damage seems to be its own damage type with its own set of rules. Because since it's a melee attack, it does build up the meter. But just like with elemental damage, no matter how high the meter gets, it will not actually increase the damage output of your attacks. And unfortunately, the Bloodstarved Beast is not explicitly weak to blood damage, but you can use blood cocktails to distract her. So you could just throw one into a corner, and if she then decides to go after the Bloodletter, but then again I'm already using a Bloodletter anyway, and rather surprisingly, this attack even knocks down a non-humanoid enemy as long as it's small enough. And that evidently applies to the Bloodstarved Beast. So that was a very welcome surprise, But when would it be safe to use this attack in the first place? Well, throughout the entire fight you can do the singular sideswipe, so that's pretty much your best option. But even the lunging attack can be punished if you dodge diagonally backwards to move along with it. Which does require very precise timing and spacing, but it is very rewarding when you can pull it off. Now when she goes berserk in the second phase, I was not willing to even go near her, but this attack here can still be punished if you stick close to her for the first attack, and then when she lunges away, dodge along with her and then punish. However, in the third phase you will have to deal with the wet fart cloud, and I can't afford getting sick to my stomach given my limited amount of Pepto-Bismol, and the fact that I'm still at base level vitality. And therefore I would either have to be patient or become a patient. It did hit, but... Can I make this in time? That works out. But only 65 damage, that's not a lot. Oh, careful. Oh, don't fuck up now. Oh, I got it! Alright. Oh, that was a pretty lengthy Bloodstarved Beast fight, so it's a good thing I played things rather safely. But yeah, as you can see, the damage output is... It's okay, but you know, given that you cannot do any combos, you just have that single attack, yeah. I think before Amelia, I definitely have to make sure that I get to +6, otherwise I'm going to run into problems. Well, she may have been starving for blood, but it seems like my ladder was too much for her to swallow. Although that was once more one hell of a lengthy fight, which made me kind of worried for late game fights. However, it was still a first try victory. So if I'm allowed to tap myself on my non-existent shoulders, I'd say that you might as well put me in the challenge dungeons, because the way I managed to fight with this weapon, I'm one hell of a bloodletting beast. Well, then again, ironically, I shouldn't lose my head, because even though I made sure to pick up enough twin bloodstone shards to upgrade all the way to +6, and gather enough cold blood and stuff to sell for a massive increase in blood tinge, but despite all of that, when you can only stab yourself in the stomach, you will quickly go belly up when you're still at base level vitality. And what made it even worse was that, given that I doubled my upgrade level already, and this is only the third boss of the playthrough, my damage output was quite a punch to the stomach. You think it would be a bit more impressive by now? I mean, yeah, I guess it's good for a single attack, but once again, it would be a lengthy fight, and that can be a problem against Amelia, because normally you can keep her stun locked for pretty much the entire duration of the fight. But this time, I would have to actually engage with a moveset, which is quite extensive, quite aggressive, and she can do quite a bit of damage. So to be clear, Numbing Mist was definitely allowed despite the 1 damage that it does. But of course that would only prevent her from healing her life bar. But if I would want to drain her massive health bar, I would need to soften her limbs up a bit for some nice bonus damage. However, as spiky as a Bloodletter may be, it does not have the benefit of a serration bonus. Okay. I could have... Okay, just finish it. Okay, nice. Oh boy. Now, although I suppose it was smart to focus on my damage output, given how infrequently I get the chance to inflict damage, so I better make sure that those hits hit really hard. But to emphasize once again, that does imply that staying at base level vitality means that enemies hit really hard as well. In fact, that can even turn the witches into a dangerous encounter because of their telekinesis attack. However, I never thought I would learn something about their locations after all these years. Sure, I remember some old school horror games in which I couldn't tell when and where a werewolf was, and it's a common problem to this day that I cannot tell which witch is which, but at least I thought I knew when and where which witch was at which location, which I apparently did not. So, if you cross, I think, that line there, yeah, there's not really that imaginary line there. That's what makes the boss appear, but the boss will also always appear here. And the second one is actually not yet present anywhere. I think you need... I don't know exactly how much damage you need, but the boss will always appear here, but you have to cross this line, I think. Yeah, see? Damn it, I don't have enough time to hit her twice. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I think now the second one will be over here. Still not? Huh. Okay, one more hit then. Okay, now the second one should be there. Huh? Why is the second one not here? This is weird. Well, this is not good. No, it shows up way earlier than that. I don't get it. But that sucks, because I have to get them down evenly, otherwise you have to deal with the grab attack and that bullshit, of course. Oh, there it is. Yeah, maybe 50% then? Normally you just do a lot more damage, maybe that's the thing. Damn it, I just cannot hit it in time. Damn it, but where's the first one now? Ow. You're not supposed to actually attack. Hey, hello, you're not supposed to attack. But which... I don't know which... Yeah, now I literally don't... What the fuck? Oh, fuck. No, that's not good. Okay, now I have to watch out because... Oh, whoa! Shit! That's not good. Way too much health. Okay, the other witch is definitely going to resurrect now. And now I have to deal with the telekinesis attack. No! Get out of there! No, please don't one-shot me. Oh, okay, good. It's not... Oh, it is a one-shot! God damn it! Okay, good. Oh, that's... Okay, that's the first one. Good. If I don't attack that one... Oh. No, I literally cannot tell which witch is which witch. Oh, fuck. Ooh. Shit. Good thing I actually put on some gloves this time. Okay, but only one more hit for the other one. So shit, but now the other one... Oh, good, 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 good. Okay, I need one hit. Where is he? Where's she? Where's the stupid witch? Yeah, do it! Perfect! Perfect, and I didn't even realize that I took their life bars down that evenly. Alright. Third try for the fucking witches. Terrible. I can tell them apart easily. One of them is the Witch of Hambrick and the other one is the other Witch of Hambrick. Oh! So, now with access to the forest and the witches out of the way, I could make my way to Cainhurst for a very necessary and a pretty extensive damage increase. Because of the bloodstone chunks, a blood damage boosting gem, and lots of cold blood and stuff to sell to increase my blood tinge even further. Which I probably shouldn't have focused on that much anymore. I mean, you're probably thinking, okay, by now he should have realized that he should level up his vitality. So if that's what you're thinking, hey, welcome to the channel, I'm Press Continue. This is probably the first video that you've seen of me. But anyway, obviously damage output was highly relevant because the looming threat of the upcoming boss fight was casting one hell of a long shadow over Yharnam. But obviously the thing that was not exactly of impressive length was my health bar. Although I think people should just stop judging others on the length of their health bar. It's not small, it's font sized. Size doesn't matter, it's about how you use it. And I used it very poorly. Or better said, the shadows abused it nearly every time I tried to get an attack in. After all, my attack is rather slow, has recovery time, I constantly need to transform it back, and at any time they can simply choose to dodge my attack. And even if they don't, one of the other shadows could easily sneak a hit in. And let's face it, this little, fun-sized health bar couldn't hold a candle to the one holding a candle. Which is probably just portable napalm, given that the katana shadow doesn't actually wield the katana, and the Tonitrus shadow doesn't actually wield the Tonitrus. Now, I tried everything to increase my odds, even free aiming. But in the end, simply the amount of healing I had to do made what people say in this world ring very true. In Yharnam, blood is more intoxicating than alcohol. And here's an additional problem you might not even have considered. But even though I get health back as long as I hit my target at least, the self-damage is calculated first, and rally gives you health back right after that. But that means that if you are too low on health, the rally system cannot save you. Instead, you would truly end up dying by your own hand. Wow, this is a lot of effort to just gain access to the next area. Not sure if Bergen's worth it, but fortunately there are still some other areas that we can go to first, as there are bloodstone chunks available in the Nightmare Frontier and in the DLC. And on top of that, some extra blood echoes wouldn't hurt either. And interestingly enough, Miss Amy Gidala didn't hurt me all that much either. In fact, I had a very clean fight against her. Unfortunately, the same thing could not be said about the Dark Beast, because here's a pearl of wisdom. If you miss the initial attack opportunity by jumping rather than rolling, which does not count as a roll attack, and therefore the transformation would have no hitbox, and then this fight can quickly turn into complete chaos. The thing with this boss is that you usually experience it as a throwaway encounter, because you can simply keep him stun-locked on the ground for the entire duration of the fight. But when your attack is too slow, and even worse, too imprecise to hit its scrawny little legs, then you realize that he has quite a difficult moveset to deal with. Yeah, shocking, I know. But I would say mainly his ability to manipulate the camera very much not in your favor is the source of all of his power. Well, even though you're not supposed to cast your pearls before swine, I did manage to put them back into the dirt, and by gathering all available bloodstone chunks, I was able to get all the way to +9. And I was at the blood tinge cap of 50, which, believe it or not, meant I finally had levels to spend on vitality. A few levels at least. Yeah, I know it sounds like complete overkill, but if I didn't do it like this, then I fear I would be a shadow of my former self by the end of this fight. So, tough shit for them, because even though I am the one experiencing the constant intestinal self-insertions, now they would no longer be able to handle the piercing, overpowered, penetrating power of my perniciously poking OP-ness. You know what? It's a good thing I don't exhibit any self-harming behavior in real life. In fact, given the hot weather, I should guard myself from the sun by putting some curtains up in front of my window. Damn it, I really need something to stand on. Yeah, I know it doesn't look like it, but that's perspective or something. Oh, hey, you think you press continue? Yeah, that would work. Everyone, remember this thing? It's the wobbly table I ordered when doing the frenzy attack only run. And back then it actually got me killed because it got delivered in the middle of a boss fight. And I had to answer the door. Wow, if I had a nickel for every time a wobbly table got me killed, I would have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. What? Oh my god, how the fuck was I supposed to see that coming? When the fuck can I possibly attack anything here? Wow, we got lucky there. No! No! No, what the fuck? What the fuck? No! Hit him! No! Ooh. Ah! Oh! Wow, I got lucky there. He did the sidestep on his own. What the fuck? I don't even know why he behaved that way, but I'm not going to question it. Oh. Wow, and I somehow ended with 9 blood vials. I don't even know how. I don't understand it. I can't... Yeah. Wow. So, after finally sending those guys back to the Shadow Realm, I was hoping that I could relax a bit inside of the very ginormous ethereal transdimensional bathtub hidden beneath the waves of Birkenworth Lake. But then, of course, you inevitably encounter a spider that you can't just easily flush away. Well, at least this fight didn't require any specific strategy. It basically just required a whole lot of patience. Because attacking Rom directly with the clusterfuck of small spiders around was not exactly a very safe approach. And although my damage was sufficient, Rom's true weakness is of course empty nest syndrome. Yeah, not exactly very wholesome, but this is certainly not one of those vacuous rom-coms after all. In fact, if I could deal with her the same way I would deal with spiders in real life, then it would be Rom the vacuumed spider. Regardless, at least when fighting this version of Rom, you have room enough, given that the Rom reborn in the Chalice dungeons doesn't allow you that much room because that Rom is inside of a not so roomy room. Okay, that sentence is a bit of a mangled mess, but speaking of a mangled mess and a reborn one, I never would have expected this, but I had to fight life and limb against the one reborn. Which is very rare indeed, given that this fight almost always comes down to keeping the boss down on the ground through constant limb staggers. However, this fight quickly turned into a tower nightmare when I realized that despite this attack's special knockback feature, it's really ineffective for keeping this boss stun locked. It requires 2 hits for the entrails and his butthead, and 3 hits per giant leg amalgamation. But you know, at least the good thing about From Software games is consistency. So as I said, his butthead requires only 2 hits, so even though he might be charging up his giant AoE, that normally never hits you, I can just quickly get another hit in to cancel. Okay, I won't let you hear the scream I made during the actual live stream there, because that was a blood-curdling scream that went through marrow and bone. Is that Dunglish, by the way, or is that proper English? Well, at least the actual stagger mechanic of this fight is apparently very improper, but things were a lot worse than that. First of all, I kinda have to admit that I have no clue what the hell this boss even does, because you never really need to learn what it does. Nor can you really tell what it does. But on top of that, I'm still at very low vitality, which basically turned this boss into the one-shot reborn. So, all of that combined meant that unlike the boss, I didn't have a leg to stand on, and I basically just had to improvise my way through. Oh, apparently it just can't stagger if it does the explosion or something. I don't even know. Oh, and now it doesn't stagger at all. What the hell? What is going on? It just skipped the stagger or something. I don't even know. I quite literally don't even know. Fuck, now I have no idea how to best attack him for the final hits. Whoa! Did it reach this far? What the fuck, dude? I don't know what this boss does. Ah, I got kicked before I could hit the entrails. And now I'm stuck? Come on! Fuck this shit. Oh my god, what the hell's even happening? How the hell do I hit the entrails? That's better. Okay, now please be able to finish it. Just hit it anywhere, it doesn't matter, just hit it. And to be fair, I still have no idea what this boss does now, even after yeah, I think I don't really like I don't think I really like this fight. Well, that was definitely crapalicious and certainly not cadaverific, ironically. Well, despite of my rage, Mikolas is still just a cock in a cage, and that would make me rage even harder, because even though I was doing all the penetrating, he was once again being a giant dick. I mean, my regular viewers know how much Mikolas has pissed me off in the past, and unfortunately this time it was no different. You see, I thought it would be smart to use the little hallway trick, because the marionettes inside of that room would obviously be an issue. Unfortunately, so is the one just outside of the hallway, because these are both literally and figuratively very dodgy enemies. First of all, because of how they move, and secondly, because they don't even activate the rally system when you hit them, for whatever reason. But then again, as long as I can lure Mickey into my mousetrap, then surely nothing could go wrong here. Right? Okay, come on. No, don't go back! Jesus fuck, dude. Nicholas is so fucking annoying. Come on. No! Specifically in relation to... Come on! Nicholas, fuck you. And why is the I'm getting so fucking pissed off. Look at this. The fucking marionette is back. And now I'm in the... And now the other one... Yeah, I might as well just die. This is not gonna work. See, because now the marionette is stuck here. Oh, and now I knock himself into that. This is unbelievable. Oh my god. The frustration level is very high this playthrough, I must say. Oh! Huh? What the hell happened there? Okay, well, I'll take it. That's bizarre. Okay, whatever. I'm not even going to question anything anymore. Well, at least I got some blood vessels back. Oh, whoa, whoa, shit! I was just trying to heal. No! Oh, I got lucky there. Some strict timing, but hey. Uh-oh. No! Ooh. That's not common that you hear him say that. Alright, whew. Well, at least I don't have to go through that shit show again. Motherfucker. Okay. Alright, after rattling Mickey's cage, I could take a cage of the elevator variety down. Whoa, 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 not that far down. Alright, first try. And that allowed me to get a massive damage boost. First of all from the blood rock, but perhaps even more importantly, from high-level blood gems. And that would kind of ease my suffering for, well, not the entire remainder of the playthrough, that's for sure. But combined with the steadily increasing amount of HP, since starting to leveling up vitality, I now had an iron cast stomach and a bold italic and underscored capital uppercase Bloodletter. Which was very noticeable because it didn't take me long to rename the final boss of the any percent route into Murgo's Wreck Nurse. But you know, that is the kind of progression that you experience in a game like this. You start at the bottom and then you climb your way up the ladder until... What the frick? Since when is that even possible? Well, that sucks. You know, maybe those moments of feeling powerful are short-lived in a game like this. I mean, doing massive amounts of damage against the Celestial Emissary is anything but alien to me. However, given that my attack is rather slow, it will simply get cancelled whenever I take a hit. Meaning I still almost got Rogered against the army of Rogers during the second phase. And yes, the irony is not lost on me that in the entire playthrough, success as well as failure implies some very improper intestinal insertions. Regardless, it was still a first try victory, so I suppose the only pain I experienced was one of the window variety. But now that those failures of a boss fight weren't living anymore, I need to mention something relevant for both the living failures later on, as well as the upcoming fight against the Brighters. Because these bosses are among the exceptions where their defenses against blood damage and standard physical damage differ by a significant amount. Unfortunately, despite it being quite literally a thrust attack, it does not count as thrust damage, which is their primary weakness of course, but you're still much better off using blood than when using standard physical damage and especially blunt damage. However, despite that, as we have seen in the minimal stat Kirkhammer run, you can absolutely obliterate the Brightest as long as you hit her consistently in the head. Or, given what she's supposed to represent, you can shove your massive OPness right down her throat. And to be fair, initially it sure as hell seemed like an overpowered attack, but there is of course once again a problem. How often you can get a headshot is in fact very much dependent upon RNG. And good RNG, that makes up for what, for that bullshit from before. Oh fuck. Hey fuck, I missed! Damn it, that's not good. Yeah! Are you fucking for real right now? That was absolutely the best possible RNG you could even think of. And I just missed the transition. Yeah, having all this bombastically piercing barrel power means very little if you let the perfect RNG go to waste. Oh my god. She's almost never as head body as that, and of course, afterwards, she would hardly ever give me any opportunity. Well, that was the end of the second stream anyway. So perhaps after a bit of a break, RNGesus would be once again on my side. But as you know, a Brightest can be very RNG heavy, but there she goes, okay. You see, 1500, that's really nice. Of course, the charge attacks, yeah, that's always an issue with the Brightest. And she really likes spamming those. Oh, whoa, I'm too late. Ooh, just in time. Ah, I cannot, yeah, I need to transform first. Shit, that sucks. Oh, I'm lucky. Nice. Okay, very good. Very good indeed. Oh, don't grab me. Okay, nice. Okay, another transition. Okay. Okay, good. Ooh, I almost mistimed it. Fuck! At least I got a hit out of that. Oh, fuck! Ah! Okay, I just need one more attack opportunity. Just one attack opportunity, please. Fuck. Yeah, there we go. Bye, Brightest. Nice, we did it. Huh. Alright, it sure was a nice way to start the third stream that I managed to succeed on my first attempt of that stream. Against the cleverly named double entendre of inebriation and a specific type of butterfly. And speaking of the latter, with Logarius remaining in the main game, and afterwards the entire DLC on the horizon, I had butterflies in my stomach that would probably end up as collateral damage given the nature of my attack. Well, I suppose it's still better to have full-grown butterflies in your stomach than having poop in your stomach. But regardless, the fight against Logarius went anything but buttery smooth. And a large part of that had to do with the annoying flying little pests in the air during the second phase. But before I could even get to that point, I already had to deal with the issue that despite being a humanoid enemy, Logarius does not get knocked down on the ground from this attack. Which kinda had the implication that I had no idea what the hell I was even doing. And when I would get to the second phase, the advent of the acupuncture apocalypse implied that I couldn't even tell what the hell was even going on in the first place. Resulting in a deplorable pandemonium of the purest panic. Oh, those swords and the fucking Gates of Babylon shit. Okay, let's go all the way to the other side of the roof first. Even there it can actually hit you. Yeah, here still the swords are staggering me. Look at this.
I prescribe acupuncture. Let's begin. Blood?
I'm all the way on the other side of the roof and the swords are still managed to hit me. Look at this! What a mess! Oh my god. Oh, and he just doesn't. Wow. What a mess. I can't hit him from there. Oh my god! Well, that was a messy fight, but I still managed to survive somehow. Well, you'd think that somehow surviving that mess would be my crowning achievement this run. But hold your horses, specifically 2 of them, molten together. Because in the DLC, the difficulty is going through the roof. And then down the pot... What the frick? How on earth could I not outrun that move this time? I mean, I managed to avoid that rather consistently without even running at all back when I did my no stamina run. Well, playthrough rather than run, of course. Well, every horse thinks its own pack the heaviest, so let's not get my bowels in an uproar. In fact, the first phase of this fight was rather straightforward, even with this attack, because it did not require any specific change of tactics. I could even get consistent headshots in during the water attack. Even to the point of getting an actual stagger right before the transition into the second phase. Unfortunately, in my case, I always tend to have a much harder time dealing with the second form, and with this attack I would not be able to finish it quickly or follow a specific pattern. So perhaps I should have come up with a strategy before going into this fight or get some practice in first. But then again, you can't lock the barn anymore after the horse has already bolted. So once again, I'll just have to find a way to survive. Somehow. No! No! The follow-up! Oh! Got so lucky that I survived there. No! I'm in the transformed form. No! Stagger! Oh, I got him! Oh, whoa, that was pretty intense. You know, before doing this run, I was actually quite worried about the living failures in particular, given that during specific challenges, those can turn into quite a roadblock given their immense health pool, attacks with high damage output, and attacks of the off-screen variety. But although this fight was quite slow and lengthy, as you would expect, there wasn't that much more to it than simply being patient and to focus on the casters, who tend to be much more passive and easier to read, while avoiding the melee ones. And, just like the Emissary and Abritus before, their standard physical defense might be very high, but their blood defense is much lower. However, despite what the wikis might say, I am very much convinced that the opposite is true about Lady Maria. All of the wikis state that her blood and physical defenses are the same, but based on multiple blood damage based runs, including this one, it seems evident to me that this is the one boss in the game who is explicitly resistant to blood damage. However, she is also a humanoid enemy, meaning that I would be able to consistently knock her on the ground. Mine is the consistent part, I suppose, because there is also such a thing as hyper armor, which becomes very noticeable especially in her second and third phases. Although even in her first phase I encountered a very different issue, namely my muscle memory. Remember that we're essentially using a roll attack, meaning that I have to dodge in order to attack in the first place. But that's actually not how I'm used to fighting Maria. Just like Abritus before, doing BL4 runs has ingrained certain approaches into my playstyle, and it was clashing with the requirements of using a roll attack. But then of course Maria goes seppuku mode herself. And then she's really out for blood, and not only does this extend her moveset and the hitboxes of those moves, but this is where it becomes hard to find a chink in her hyper armor. In fact, it's not even really clear to me in hindsight what the exact rules are. But the worst thing is that she consistently has it during her charge attacks that you would normally tend to wait for. However, that wasn't all that safe now. And I wasn't exactly doing enough damage that I could even afford to wait for those specific attacks in the first place, at least not exclusively. Yeah, I already had to improvise a lot before to even get this far, but given the nature of seppuku itself, perhaps Lady Maria's words would indeed ring true. That only an honest death could save me now.
Uh-oh. Now we have the flame phase with the double hitboxes. And she has a lot of health left. As you see, yeah, the double hitboxes. Oh, nice. Right through a hyper armor, that's surprising. Well done. She did it twice in a row. That looked really awesome, by the way. Oh, fuck the flames. Shit. Alicious. Uh-oh. At least I'm ready for the follow-up now. Oh, shit, I could have attacked there, but... Oh, no follow-up. No! Huh? I missed! Ooh, now careful, I don't want to die here. Oh, hey, that might look nice in the music intro.
Alright, so after cleaning Maria's clock tower, I kind of had the impression that the challenge of this playthrough was pretty much mitigated by my large health pool. At least that is what I thought. Well, a lot of blood vials may help against the vile blood, but that which enters the stomach is evidently no match for that which crawls out of one. So to describe the fight against the Orphan of Kos in a nutshell, from the womb to the tomb, zoom. Wow. I mean, it's already evident how much I had to improvise when it came to finding safe enough attack opportunities before, but against Orphan, there are no safe attack opportunities at all. The only thing that allows you to get away unscathed after an attack is pure unadulterated RNG. If he chooses to attack quickly, you take inevitable damage. If he chooses to wait or do some sort of a delayed attack, then you get the opportunity to avoid the incoming damage. But that's all based on RNG. And you obviously cannot backstab with this attack. And this attack also rarely causes the boss to flinch. And even so, as I already knew from the previous playthrough, even if he flinches, he can still counterattack before you had enough time to recover. You know, maybe I can lull the young one back to slumber. Oh, sweet child of God. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't really work. I'm already knocking on heaven's door, and then he decides to use me as a battering ram to break the entire door down. Yeah, this was looking so grim that you could name 2 brothers after it, and I tried desperately to find any way whatsoever to make what would normally function as backstab opportunities viable for this particular attack. But it simply didn't matter. Whether or not I would take damage was simply up to RNG. Meaning this was an endurance round where I would have to make every opportunity count, and on top of that have an immense amount of luck and hope that I would not drain my limited blood vial supply before draining Orphan's massive and not so fun sized health bar.
No! That didn't hit. Oh yeah, I don't have enough time to avoid the second one, of course. I guess I could do the second one, but... Okay, if he does the second jump, okay. Yeah, but the lock-on comes off. Okay, that doesn't work. No, okay, that's not an opportunity then. Huh? He actually hit me? What the hell, dude? It was a hit at least. Pure incidentally that it didn't hit me. Yeah, he just recovers way too quickly. I need more blood vials. I need every communion rune, highest communion rune there is, and maybe then I can tank my way through if I get lucky. Thank you, Yosefka! Oh. Thank you, Yosefka! Yosefka's blood vial saved me. Otherwise I would have died from my own attack. Ah. How the hell did I get through that fight? I couldn't even explain if I tried.
But yeah, Yosefka, and I mean the real one, despite succumbing to imposter syndrome, was able to save me from beyond the grave. Wow, I can't believe I managed to survive that. So yeah, things are finally looking bright again. Oh, right, Lawrence exists. Crapalicious.
Oh! Oh! Oh, well, great start. Son of a biscuit. That missed? Huh? Nou, actually didn't hit him. The suffering always finds a way. Suffering finds a way. Well, life is suffering, so hey, life and suffering both find a way, because they're eventually the same thing. Don't want to try to sound too nihilistic. Oh, that missed me. Wow, nice. Oh. Oh. Nice. Okay. Well, things are going quite well so far, at least. Okay, he's going to fall down. That's good. Fuck, he does so much damage when... Uh-oh, no! Oh fuck, I should have attacked there. Shit, not good. Shit, I shouldn't have attacked there. Okay, I have to play it a bit more safe now, because I don't want to fuck up. No! Shit, delicious! Yeah! Get him, do it! Yes! We got him! We got him! We got him! We got him good! Finally! Ha ha ha! Ha! The frenzy is appropriate because I kinda almost went insane. Alright then. Nice, delicious. Okay, we have 1 hour left for German and Moon Presents.
Alright then, we are at the end of the playthrough, but let's not lose our heads here, so we can end it in a proper way. Well, a not so proper way, I'm afraid, because not only would my usual approach against German not be possible here, given that I cannot parry, but not even the immense suffering I went through in the Charged Kirkhammer at minimal stats run, from earlier this year, could have prepared me for this encounter, given that I'm required to roll or quickstep before attacking. Which is not the biggest problem when German is wielding his weapon in scythe form. The problem there was simply that I was playing very poorly and taking way too much unnecessary damage. But once he goes into his second phase, my go-to strategy of baiting his AI into turning around with you would not be feasible, since you then don't have the opportunity to dodge without breaking that loop. meaning it would automatically break before I could even attack in the first place. But speaking of roll attacks, his ones appear to be the most viable attack opportunity for using mine. However, I had taken so much damage at this point that my blood vial supply was already getting low when he transformed into a second form. And the problem there is that the aura he gains provides him with nearly unbreakable poise, meaning I could no longer knock him on the ground. So, given how much damage I already had to take to even get to this point, would I even be able to keep tanking my way to victory?
His roll attacks are definitely the best one, but unfortunately, now he has the aura, he can still punish me whenever he wants to. What the fuck? I think that was the environment that just... Maybe the same thing that happened with Orphan in the Kirkhammer run. That it initiated a falling animation. Oh, ah! I could have finished it there. Shit. To be fair, I don't think that... I didn't feel like a very deserved win, because I was... I made so many mistakes in this entire fight. So, basically I was just able to tank my way through. So, yeah, you know, game buff. I should just say GG. Exactly.
Now, normally after rejecting the Moon Princess's advances, most runs are practically over at this point, given that the DLC bosses, and Gurman, tend to pose more of a threat than the very source of the Hunter's Dream itself. Which is unfortunately slightly disappointing. However, this time Flora was not so fun. Well, we're getting to the end of the video. In fact, my damage output was much lower than you might have expected. And well, then I realized that I'm not all that familiar with her moveset. In fact, I already had a hard time reading and recognizing her moves to begin with, as it can be hard to differentiate between her attacks and her just flailing about. After all, being modeled after the human circulatory system kinda implies that she moves like a handful of spaghetti waving frantically in your face. However, there was a more unexpected issue. Someone in the chat already mentioned what I was going to do about the 1 HP attack, and I didn't recognize that as an issue to begin with. After all, normally that's a perfect damage opportunity, right? But when using seppuku against the manifestation of the moon, it's one small stab for me, resulting in one giant leap back outside of the boss arena. Well, actually it's the shortest run back in the entire game, but that's beside the point. The thing is that, as I explained before, damage calculation is first applied to the attack, and then the rally system gives you your health back right after that. Meaning I was required to heal first before I could attack in the first place, making my rare damage opportunities even rarer. And then you run into one of her other mechanics that you often don't even get to witness. Her ability to block your healing items. That is what the white clouds do. And that makes a self-damaging attack like this even less blood viable.
Uh-oh. Damn it, she's right inside of the clouds. Damn it. Oh, I didn't even cancel my attack. No. So now I can't heal and I didn't get any damage in. Okay, this sucks. I can't heal. fuck? I'm going to run out of blood vials before I can defeat her. Ah, damn it! That's such a weird hitbox. Okay, nice. That's exactly what I needed. Okay. One more attack, I think. Yes! Got it!
And there we are. Bloodborne, all bosses, seppuku only. Don't forget to check out the same run I did in Dark Souls 2. And also the Bloodletter L2 Frenzy Attacks only playthrough. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.